Mr. Massie is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to strike the last word. Joe Biden's mandate is illegal, unscientific, and hurtful. And I want to start out with the illegal part of it. The president knows he doesn't have the authority to force somebody to take a vaccine. We all know that he does not have that authority. What he's trying to do is to convolute the situation by inserting an administrative agency and an employer between himself and the person he is trying to force to take the vaccine. He does not have this authority, and inserting an agency between him and the people who are being forced to take it does not make it legal. It's almost certain that he knows this, just like he knew that it was unconstitutional when he tried to renew unilaterally without an act of Congress the eviction moratorium that was promulgated by the CDC. The Supreme Court found that they did not have the authority, and the president didn't have the authority by working through that agency to promulgate that. And this is the exact same situation here. So it's illegal and it's unconstitutional. It's also unscientific. Now, we don't have the wording of his mandate yet, but nowhere in his speech did he mention natural immunity acquired from a prior infection. There are studies, one from Israel, that shows that if you have natural immunity from prior infection as a result of prior infection, that you are 27 times more protected than somebody who has taken 2 doses of the vaccine. And we're also finding that the vaccine is wearing off. They found that in Israel, and they're beginning to suggest boosters here. We don't have the text of his mandate yet, but presumably he'll have to change his mandate as soon as he issues his mandate if it doesn't also have the unproven need for the booster shot in it as well. So it's unscientific in that, so far as we know, it doesn't recognize natural immunity as a result of a prior infection. Finally, it's hurtful. This mandate will hurt our economy and it will hurt individuals. We've already seen one hospital in New York who's announced that they will quit delivering babies because they're having a staff shortage because nurses are leaving. I have constituents who have contacted me. These are women of childbearing age who have decided not to take the vaccine. Now, this is not particular to my district. Across the United States, demographically, women who are carrying a child have decided, more so than the rest of the population, not to take the vaccine. And there are many of them who will leave their positions in nursing and in teaching, and we will have a shortage because of this, as we are already seeing. And Joe Biden's mandate is basically a war on women. A war on women, of working women of childbearing age, because they will be disproportionately affected by his mandate. Our economy will suffer. People will not be able to get the services they need that are being provided in industry, particularly the healthcare industry. So his mandate is illegal, unscientific, and hurtful, and I support Mr. McClintock's amendment, and I urge people to vote for it. I urge them to vote against Joe Biden's illegal, unconstitutional. If somebody thinks it's unconstitutional in this committee, or that it is constitutional or legal in this committee, I would love to hear them articulate that. And if they think it's fine to promulgate this mandate that is going to do more to discourage working women of childbearing age than anything that's ever been promulgated by the federal government, then I'd like to hear them explain how that's not going to happen, or tell me that this isn't happening already, because we're already seeing news reports of it. Finally, if I may, I'd like to, in the few seconds that I have remaining, mention that this is unscientific in the context of the mandate that's being promulgated in the military, that they must get vaccinated. Again, it's unscientific because they don't recognize immunity from prior infection. And also the demographic that's highest at risk for myocarditis is males aged 19 to 24, which comprise the majority of our enlisted individuals in the military. So these mandates are hurtful, unscientific, and illogical and unconstitutional, and I support the amendment and I yield back.